All right. So this is the Town of Monroe Pension Committee agenda special meeting Thursday, February 16th. It is 5:49 p.m. And please note this meeting will be recorded, made available on the town website pursuant to state law. If you are attending remotely, please remember to mute your microphone unless you are speaking. Anyone participating remotely shall state their name and title, if applicable, at the outset of each occasion the person is speaking. All votes taken during which any member of the body participating remotely shall be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. The chat feature will not be considered during this meeting. So we're going to call it to order. Can you do the roll call for me? I can't really see.
Sure. So we have the pension committee. Chairman Mike Manjos.
That's me.
Here. Vice Chair Kirsch.
Here.
For Board of Ed, Dennis Conan is not present, unless that's him on the phone. No. Christine, is she able to get on yet? Let's see here. Christine Fensor Martinez? No. Someone's on. All right. We have our treasurer, Frank Duchess, here present. Superintendent Joe Cobza is present. Ken Kellogg present. Town Council Jonathan Formicella is here. Jason Maurer was on earlier. Maybe that is him on the phone.
I'm here. Yep.
All right. Jason's on. I think that's everybody.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I had to go to a cheat sheet here. I usually print it out because I can't remember either. I got to print it out. Get confused between OPEB and pension.
Exactly. It's a great thing about getting old. All right. So we only have the one item, which is the revision to the investment target allocation.
Okay, so I think that's my cue. I do
Perfect.
apologize. Thank you to everyone for being willing to gather prior to the finance meeting. So we voted, presented and voted on some changes at the pension board meeting a couple weeks ago. And it turns out that there were some Scrivener's errors, and we just wanted to make sure that we showed all of the correct fund names and took a revote so that we were on the up and up. So let me go ahead and share the screen so that you see what you are voting on. So on the left-hand side, this was what was presented at the meeting, and the committee voted and approved of these recommendations. All of the same asset class changes and underlying exposures will be remaining the same. But on the right-hand side, we have our corrected recommendation, which includes a few different fund names for some of the underlying investments. So none of these percentages have changed at all. We accidentally referred for two of the index funds. We referred to Schwab index funds. We actually will be purchasing the Fidelity TIPS fund. The Schwab fund is not available on the principal platform where the pension assets are held. So the Fidelity is the lowest cost option available to us. We did refer accidentally to the Schwab S&P 500 index, but the plan actually holds the Vanguard 500 index. In the course of the meeting, we shared a global bond manager search, which had several options. We recommended Dodge & Cox, and the committee approved of that recommendation. So we've put that formal name in here on the right-hand side. And then the last name change is accidentally the Hotchkiss and Wiley small cap fund was referred to when in actuality it's the Diamond Hill mid cap fund, which is held in your portfolio. So these four highlighted lines, the names of the underlying funds have been changed, but again, directionally, everything that we recommended remains intact. So introducing an allocation to TIPS, increasing the exposure to traditional bonds, both Baird and MetWest, decreasing the exposure to unconstrained bonds, and then replacing the PGIM fund with the newly approved Dodge & Cox fund and reducing the global bond allocation from 2% to 1.5%. And then within the domestic equity portion, increasing that exposure slightly, both increasing large cap domestic equities by 1 percentage point and SMID cap by 1 percentage point in total, 0.5% to each of the two underlying managers. And then on the international equity side, we are increasing that exposure just modestly by 50 basis points. That's going to the emerging markets fund. And then we're reducing the exposure to real assets from 7.5% to 5%. So just as a reminder, the committee already voted on and approved of these asset allocation changes, but some of the underlying funds were referred to by the incorrect names. So we've made those adjustments. Any questions or concerns?
None on my side.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hearing none, Steve, you want to make a motion for us?
Steve Kirsch, I'll make a motion to approve the corrections as presented.
You have a second?
Second.
Any questions, discussions?
No, the question I asked in the room, Mike, was if we would get a copy. The answer was yes, so I'm good.
Right. Perfect. All right. Any opposed? Hearing none, we pass unanimously. Devin, thank you for straightening us up, getting it all
Thank you,
tightened up
and
and cleared.
again, please accept my apologies. Won't happen
No problem at
again.
all.
Thanks everyone for
We're all
gathering.
good.
Steve
Terrific.
Kirsch,
Thanks so
motion
much.
to adjourn.
Thanks, Steve. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna dial out and dial into the next one.
Okay.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, thank you.
Bye all.